When it comes to metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes and even pre-diabetes, there seems to be two schools of thought on how to treat this thing. One school of thought says, let's just medicate you and get your blood sugars down that way. The other school of thought says, you didn't get this way because of lack of medication. You got this way through lifestyle combined with genetics and some other things. So let's get you out of it that way. So this isn't medical advice. You have to do what's right for you. But I've watched many people fully reverse their metabolic syndrome or their type 2 diabetes without any drugs at all. And I've watched a lot of people be on drugs for them, and just the thing continues to get worse because they're not fixing their lifestyle enough. So first of all, it is great that most doctors now are saying, even if we put you on this drug for this problem, you do need to also change your lifestyle. The advice isn't always great, and it often doesn't go far enough, but at least it's being given, although I still think people are being drugged for these problems far too easily. So if you are someone who said, you know what, I have metabolic syndrome, I have type 2 diabetes, I'm overweight, my blood sugar's a mess, I feel crappy all the time, I don't have energy, my skin breaks out, my guts are not working properly, my stomach, I want to be done with this, what should I do? Well, if I was in that situation, the first thing I would want to do is stop the massive blood sugar spikes that keep occurring that is driving the whole problem in the first place. This is where the insulin resistance kicks in. Because the more that we have these big blood sugar spikes, the more our pancreas has to release insulin. The more our cells get exposed to that insulin, the more resistant they get to it. We need to keep making more and more for our body to break down all that glucose. So it's really, on it as a concept, it's that simple. If you flatline your blood sugar spikes, you'll stop the problem. And unless your pancreas is completely damaged from years and years of abuse, you will be able to fully reverse it. So how do you do that? Well, you've got to avoid all the processed foods and the sugars and the chemicals and things like that. There is arguments to be made on both sides about should these people be eating fruit and organic honey or not because it's sugar and you get those blood spikes. If you're healthy already and you're not dealing with these problems, I strongly recommend people eating organic fruit, especially low glycemic fruits like berries and some raw organic honey. I think it's far better for you than all the processed sugars out there. You do have to be careful if you're a type 2 diabetic or even a higher metabolic syndrome case where you're really struggling right now. There's some experts I follow who will tell you that you can have some honey, have some low glycemic fruits and it won't cause any problems. There's others who will say you have to get rid of all fructose while you're trying to recover. So I think the safest thing is stick to the lower glycemic fruits like your blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and that shouldn't create a big issue. And then as you get healthier, you can bring some other fruits in while also eating a diet high in pasture-raised eggs, grass-fed meats, and you'll be in really good shape. Hey, Dr. Rodney here. If you want to get my free PDF, 5 hacks for boosting your immune system, just go into the description of this video, click on the link, download it, and if you have any questions on it, just send me a message and I'll help you out with it. There's also debate about fat intake. So for a long time, I've been a big proponent of people eating either carnivore or even more keto style where they're getting a lot of good quality fats. But there is some emerging research that if you have too much fat, it can mess with insulin usage and breakdown and things like that. So I think if you're healthy, you'd have to eat way too much saturated fats to have this problem, unless you're just pouring fat and oil on every single thing you eat all the time. So for most people, I don't think this is going to be a big problem unless you're really actively trying to be in ketosis long term. But again, if you're type 2 diabetic or metabolic syndrome, I think you have to take this into account. So I still think you should be eating good quality fats, the fats that are in grass-fed meats, good quality cooking fats like butter and lard and tallow, and you can use extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil to pour cold on your foods, and MCT oil, and eat avocados and olives and things like that. I just don't think you should be trying to chase getting into ketosis long term. Maybe do it for 90 days to reverse a lot of the diabetes issues and then back out of it a little bit. We mentioned the low glycemic fruits, and if you're going to eat vegetables and plants, make sure they're low lectin plants, because the more lectins equals the more inflammation. The more inflammation we have, the more we're also going to get those blood sugar spikes and a host of other health issues. issues. And it's just going to keep you stuck. Now, what's not up for debate is you have to cut down the carbs. There are healthier carbs. All carbs aren't equal. But really, if you're metabolic syndrome or type 2 diabetes, you really shouldn't be eating any of them. You've got to get back into normal range. You must exercise. Now, you can't outrun a bad diet, but if you start to eat well and you add in exercise next to it, now you're going to really speed up your reversal out of those horrible health conditions. We definitely have to manage stress. More stress means more cortisol. More cortisol is now going to mean more insulin issues and all the ill effects that come with it. Got to cut out smoking and alcohol. Alcohol is a massive weight gainer for people. You will not burn fat while you're drinking alcohol consistently. It's going to create all sorts of different health issues, but especially if you're drinking beer. So again, if you're at that health state where you must get out of that type 2 or diabetes or metabolic syndrome, you really just have to get rid of it. And then when you're healthy again, you can make the decision where you want to have some minimal alcohol or not. Then the last thing we don't want to forget, we need to eliminate or find and eliminate any biotoxins that are underneath. If you have mold toxicity, Lyme disease, parasites, these things are going to create massive inflammation, lots of weight gain usually, and that weight gain is going to cause more insulin effects. Parasites and things like that are also going to hijack your brain and make you crave sugar, so you're going to have more and more of it, which is going to mean more of those big blood sugar spikes, and you're going to get stuck again. So if you do all of those things, you'll either be able to avoid medications for your metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes, or you'll only need them in the very, very short term, which is really what any useful med should be for anyway. If it's made to be a long-term thing, in my opinion, then we're missing the root cause of what's actually driving something, because no one is sick because of lack of medication. So that should be the whole point. Do all these things and then make a decision. Do I still need some meds for a short term and then I can get off them forever? Or can I just avoid them completely? Well, it's up to you and taking your doctor's advice, and you can even go and get different doctors' opinions on that if you would like, but find doctors who focus on dealing with lifestyle and real health first, so then you know if they're recommending the medication, it's only because you truly need it. If you've made it this far and you want more information on this kind of stuff, click that subscribe button and go and hunt through all my videos for where I talk about what diets are best to eat, how to eliminate biotoxins, things like that.